Yellow, y'all. Man, I've tried to make this video like 3 or 4 times, and each time it's turned out like 40 minutes, so I'm going to try to keep it a little bit shorter on this one. As most of y'all have seen, I haven't posted a video in a while, and if you have, if you are following me on my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, social networks, or whatever, you know that last week I posted a picture of me in the hospital. I said it's been the worst 24 hours of my life, and that I'm happy to be here. So this video is kind of explaining that and what has happened the past week, because it for sure has been the worst week of my life. Well, not the worst week of my life, but the worst 24-hour, 48-hour period I've ever had. If I'm talking a little bit low, it's because my head still hurts really bad, and if my eye starts watering, I'm not crying. It's just the problem that I'm having. So I have a couple things I want to explain to y'all, and then a couple things at the end as well. So I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet to keep y'all informed, because I know a lot of people were wondering what's going on. So first things first, you guys know that I was in Florida last week, or I guess it was like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks now, but I was in Florida, down there fishing with a bunch of people. I had a lot of trips planned and stuff, so I'm down there, and the last 2 days I was in Florida, I went to Pensacola and was going to do some red fishing down up in Pensacola on the Panhandle. And so I'm staying with my aunt. I'm fishing both days before I have to leave on July 11th, which is Monday. And I'm fishing. Everything's good. And it's the last day. It was Sunday night. Got home probably about 1 o'clock in the morning from fishing, and went to bed. In the middle of the night, I got woken up with what I thought was a giant migraine, and I've never had a migraine before, so I'm feeling like I got one right now. Actually, it's like flaring up right when I start the video. Thought it was a migraine or something, and I'm like, man, I guess this is what a migraine feels like. You know, I always heard people talk about migraines, and I was like, okay, this must be what a migraine is like, because it was hurting really bad. And I'm at my aunt's house. It's in the middle of the night. It's like 4 in the morning. My flight's at like 10 in the morning. Got to leave early because it's a while away. And so I go into my uncle's cabinet, get some ibuprofen, and take that, and I'm able to knock myself out to go to sleep. Wake up in the morning. I'm still in a little bit of pain in my head right up here on the left side. And it's just like, well, I guess, I don't know, something, maybe I'm dehydrated or something like that. So I was chugging a bunch of water and everything, and end up driving the rental car to the airport, dropping the rental car off, get on the plane to go back to Kentucky. Now I have a connecting flight in Chicago, and then I can come back to Kentucky after Chicago. So I'm on the flight to Chicago, and whenever they pressurize the plane or whatever that is to take off, I start having the worst pain in my life. Like, I'm talking pain that I wanted to scream, like that, like the worst pain. Like, I would actually, I don't ever cry, but I wanted to cry, and I did cry. And so I was sitting in the front of the plane. I was in the second seat. It was a one-sided plane. There's 2 seats on this side, 1 seat on this side, and I was the second seat back on this side, so I was right in the front. And the stewardess kept looking at me, and she's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was just like, I was in so much pain that I was gripping my, I had handprints on my thigh. I was gripping my thigh, and I was just trying to, the light was affecting my eyes. I was having the most big pain right here in my head on the top. And in my eye was closed shut, started swelling shut, pain down here, and mostly in the head though, right here. And it was the worst pain I ever had. Now, the flight attendant saw me in pain. Everybody kind of starts seeing me in pain, and you know, I'm like, do you have any medication, anything like that? Because it's a 2.5-hour flight. And she's like, no, we don't have anything like that. So she was like, don't tell anybody, blah, blah, blah. She gave me some Flonase stuff for my nose. She gave me some Benadryl or something like that, some decongestant or whatever that didn't help, but at the time, you know, it's like something, just give me something, you know, because I was in so much pain. No pain meds or anything like that. So I'm in the worst pain I've ever been in my life. There's a dude sitting next to me, and he's got his window open, and I keep looking over to him like this, and I'm freaking out. I'm in so much pain, and everybody's looking at me just like, wow, this guy like looks like he's on drugs or something like that, you know. And I felt bad for that. I'm like annoying everybody, I guess, by moving around so much, and I'm sitting here just wanting to scream out in pain. I never had this situation before. I fractured my neck. Like, I practically broke my neck and my collarbone at the same time snowboarding when I was a kid. My T1, and broke my left collarbone at the same time. And that didn't even hurt as worse as what I was going through. So we are about to land, and they depressurized the plane, whatever, open the door, I'm still in this pain. Like, I thought when they stopped doing it, I was just not going to be in pain anymore. So my next flight to go back to Kentucky is, I got to be there in like 20 minutes and we take off. Like, so I got to rush. My gate was like right next to where I got off at, and I could not get on the flight. I told myself that I cannot fly. Like, I cannot go through that pain again, and I was still in that pain. So I asked the flight attendant was like, you need to go see the clinic, you need to go to the hospital, blah, 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 because I think you have something, you know, something bad happened, because you're obviously in a lot of pain, and I looked like shit. Like, I instantly had a fever, I was pale, just the worst. My eye was closed up, like I said. My eye actually just stopped. I mean, it's still a little bit funky right now, but my eye actually just opened up the past day. It's been closed up for a while. So I find the clinic. Luckily at Chicago O'Hare Airport, there's a clinic. And I go into this clinic. I sign some paperwork. I'm like, listen, I'm in the worst pain of my life. I was on this plane, blah, blah, blah. This happened, this, that, and the other. And she's like, okay. So she sat me down in this room. It took forever. And I missed my flight. And I'm like, whatever. I didn't even care about the flight at this point. I'm just like, get me out of pain. So she gives me a shot in this arm. It's still tender, actually, feeling it now. She gives me a shot in this arm. She's like, all right, let's wait 15-20 minutes. 15-20 minutes later, I'm in even worse pain. Like, it didn't do anything, and it made me even in more pain. So she gives me the biggest one she has. She gives me a shot in this arm, and she's like, let's wait 15-20 minutes. 15-20 minutes later, even more pain. It gets even sharper. I seriously feel like I'm about to die. Like, I'm not even kidding. I thought something was wrong with my brain, and I thought I was like, something bad was about to happen. I was like, okay, something, you know, I'm trying to prepare myself. I'm in this freaking room in the clinic of Chicago, in the middle of Chicago Airport, screaming, crying. Like, I'm just like, you know, like, I can't even hold in my pain. I have a huge pain threshold. And I couldn't believe, like, I've never been in this. That's when I knew something was wrong, whenever I was like, I couldn't hold it in. I couldn't even hold in the screams. I couldn't hold in the crying. And the lady came in, the clinic nurse or whatever, doctor, and she said, I called the ambulance and it's coming. You have something wrong with you that I can't treat. She's like, you need to get a CAT scan, a spinal tap, whatever. Like, something's wrong. So 20-30 minutes later, I'm in this bed just freaking out. Like, freaking out in so much pain. Ambulance comes in, paramedics put me in a wheelchair, they reel me out, and they put me in this ambulance. They take me to the Chicago downtown hospital. So now I'm stuck in Chicago, and nobody knows. Okay, I'm traveling by myself. Nobody knows. I can't look at my phone. I can't even open my eyes. So nobody knows that I'm in Chicago. And I'm just like, this is it. Like, something's obviously wrong. I'm gonna have to go into surgery. It's like, something's bad here. So I get into the room, and they put me in this freaking hospital bed, and it takes forever for them to see me. And I'm just like, what the f? I'm like, I'm screaming in pain. And like, what the hell? Like, put me on something. They finally give me a damn IV. And they give me some freaking something that doesn't even work. Like, they're like, oh, you should be feeling better now. I'm like, no, I don't feel better. Like, I couldn't even say that. I couldn't even talk. I'm trying to express to you guys how bad it was. I couldn't open my eyes and I couldn't talk. I could barely talk. I was kind of just like, it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. Like, that's kind of how I was. So at this point, they're like, okay, before we can give you something really strong, we got to get you a CAT scan. Now, this has gone on for like 5-6 hours. It's like 10 o'clock at night at this point, and I am just like, just kill me. Just kill me. I don't want this pain anymore. I don't know if any of you guys have been in a situation where you've been in so much pain where you're just like, just end it. I don't care. Just like, this pain is the worst pain I've ever had in my life. And I was just like, just hurry, I didn't care anymore. I was just like, just give me the freaking CAT scan and then just like put me under. It's like, put me on anesthesia or something. Put me in a damn coma. That's what I was thinking. And so I get the CAT scan. I come back to the bed, and she puts me on ketamine. She puts me on the highest dose of ketamine I've ever freaking seen, dude. I mean, it was such a high dosage where she pumped it into me instantly. My eyes roll back in my head, and I go into outer space. And this is the part where my Instagram post where I said I'm happy to be here, that's where this came from. When she put me on that, she didn't tell me she's put me on ketamine. And it was like right when I got back into the bed, and I was just like, I had my eyes closed, and I knew she was standing over me, and she was like messing with my arm. I thought I died, okay? When my eyes started rolling back in my head, I remember thinking like, oh shit, and that was it. Now, you go on like this psychedelic trip when you're on ketamine, and I kind of wake up inside my head, and I'm like, it was weird. I'm like under a boat, riding a boat in water, but I'm like under it in the water, holding on, and we were heading towards the moon. It was so weird. Like, it was just the weirdest thing ever. And a lot of other things too that I can't remember exactly, but I thought that was me dead. Like, I thought I was dead, and I was just like waiting to go to heaven or hell or something. Like, I didn't know what the hell it was. And I was under for quite a while with that ketamine. So I don't know how long it was, hour and a half. I get woken up to like 4 people over me, like taking my shit off and like putting shit on my chest. And they were putting like cardiac arrest shit all over my chest. And they were like, oh, you okay, okay, okay. And I was like, yeah, what? And I came out of it, like, I was still in pain, but they were like, apparently I was about to have a seizure or something like that. And luckily I didn't have one, but I was close, like, or maybe I was in the middle of, I don't know. I can't even remember half this shit. Nobody was there to tell me what happened. Like, I was just by myself and whatever. So like, when I get out of this thing, they told me the CT scan, like, they didn't find anything bad on it, because what they were thinking was they thought I had a brain aneurysm, which they were saying we can't see exactly if it's a brain aneurysm, because that's what they thought I had. They thought I had a brain aneurysm, which is like a blood vessel popping in your brain or in your head, and it's deadly. Like, a lot of people die from those. So they have to go in for a spinal tap, and they have to basically stick a giant needle in your spine, and it hurts. And so that's what they wanted to do. I said no. I want to go home, even though I was in so much pain. I said, just keep giving me pain meds, whatever. At this point, it's midnight, 1 in the morning, whatever, and they're just basically looping me up. And I can barely call anybody on the phone. Nobody knew. I couldn't tell anybody. So I decide to try to call the flight. I think it was with United. I think I was flying with United. Try to call United and get my plane ticket changed. And I don't even remember that conversation, but I somehow got it changed to like 8 in the morning. I left, and I had to get an Uber. I got an Uber from the airport to from the hospital to the airport in the morning. I don't remember doing any of this. And I think, from what I kind of remember, is the guy who, the nurse who was with me through that night helped me out. And That dude was awesome. I remember him helping me out a lot. Whoever that guy was, I can barely remember because I was so doped up. I'm still pretty doped up right now for the past week, but they were thinking something with sinuses, really bad with sinuses. They think I had some type of blockage to where I had to have surgery, or it was an aneurysm, and that they needed to catch that. So anyways, I still in the worst pain ever. They drugged me up so bad so I could get on this flight. Now, I was scared about taking a flight. I was going to call somebody from back in Kentucky to maybe drive to Chicago to get me, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to fly again, but I was so doped up I didn't care. It was only a 45-minute, 50-minute flight back to Kentucky from Chicago, so I was like, I think I can just man up and do it. So I get on the flight, small little plane. This fat dude next to me is just talking my damn ear off. I'm like, dude, I got IV shit. I had like 4 IVs. They gave me, they take it out, put it in, shot freaking Band-Aids all over the place. I had shit all over my arms. Probably thinking I'm some heroin addict or something. And I'm sitting next to this guy and I look over at him like, dude, I'm fucked up. Like, I can't talk to you, man. I'm sorry. And then I just passed out. I wake up, I get off the plane, and had someone pick me up. Come home, drop all my shit off. I'm in so much pain, I go, okay, screw it. I'm going to the hospital. Go to the ER in Kentucky. So I go to the ER in Kentucky. I'm there for a couple hours, blah, blah, blah. And they give me some medication. They finally actually gave me some antibiotics. They said that I probably have a giant sinus infection in my head. Chicago didn't give me anything. So the people in Kentucky, they were like, all right, we're going to give you, they didn't want to, I guess the people in Chicago didn't want to give me any antibiotics, because if they give you antibiotics, if you have an aneurysm, it could make it worse. The people in Kentucky were pretty sure that it wasn't an aneurysm. And I still haven't gotten the spinal tap. But later this afternoon, a week later, whatever, I've been trying to get into my ENT doctor forever. ENT is ear, nose, and throat. I've been in pain and have been in bed. I have lights on right now. This is the first time I've actually been exposed to light where I can actually somewhat look at lights. My eye, like I said, has been closed up like crazy. I have been able to go outside. I was actually able to drive a little bit. I was just... And first of all, it's head pain right here. So they prescribed me pain pills, and it doesn't help. The pain pills does not help the head at all. So I got to take like ibuprofen and Tylenol extra strength to like actually help the head stuff, which I've been taking so much of that, it's ridiculous. Like, it's killing my insides. I can feel it. And it's just been a screwed up week. But that 24-hour period that I was in the hospital in Chicago, screwed up in the middle of nowhere. I've never been to downtown Chicago in that state before, and nobody knows, you know. Next day I had to tell everybody. I told my mom, and she was just like, what? She's like, what? Like, I thought you were home, like all this kind of stuff. And like, this whole time I'm in the hospital in Chicago on my damn deathbed, I felt like, you know. So it's still not over yet. Now I was supposed to be in in Vegas this past weekend with Darcy and Jesse and Chris, Dips One. I was supposed to be in Vegas, and then I was supposed to be in California right now for the rest of the week, and then back to Colorado for a week. So that never happened. I had to cancel all those trips because I was so deeply in pain, and I'm still in a lot of pain right now. I'm actually able to move around and do something. It's gone down a lot from what it was. But what they have kind of said is that it's a really bad case of sinusitis, which is a big sinus infection. Now, I want to stress to everybody that I have been, and if you guys have probably noticed that I have been so sick this past year. It's like every freaking month I have had some type of sickness that has to relate to due to something with an infection in my fucking head. And it all started with the wisdom tooth I got pulled back here in the top of my mouth, and that got infected a couple days after it got pulled. There was an infection in my head, and in there, and there was some drainage, and there was, I remember telling you guys I could smell it, and it was disgusting, it was horrible, and I'm like, I got set on 2 sets of antibiotics for that. It never went away, and now I have this. So at this point right now, I'm trying to just get healthy, okay? I have a CAT scan later today at 4 o'clock. I've got to go get that CAT scan. They're going to do one more, and they're going to test everything. And then I have a meeting tomorrow early in the morning with my ENT doctor to go over everything in his office. And we're going to finally get to the bottom of this, hopefully. I don't exactly know what the deal is. I'm sick of being sick. I'm sick of, I want to get healthy. And I'm like, dealing with this crap has not been fun the past freaking 3-4 months, and especially this past week has really pushed me over the edge. And you know, I'm just ready to be done with it. So with it being maybe a giant sinus infection, you know, of course it is right here in the frontal sinus. It's only on the left side, which I think has something to do with that wisdom tooth being pulled, because it's on the left side, and it's staying over here. There's no pain on the right side whatsoever. It's all on this side. This eye is the one that closed up. This nostril is the one that's all boogery and, you know, running. And it's not been fun. So I'm just trying to get healthy, guys. Now, a couple things that I want to express to you guys. I have still a bunch of videos from Florida that I need to edit and put up. So I'm going to be doing that next. Now, I'm so motivated to do all these types of videos and being sick and doing and being down in the dumps like I am right now, where I can't do anything. I'm so weak right now because of the medication that I'm on. I'm on such a high dose of antibiotics that I'm like, I can barely pick up a freaking pillow. So I'm just trying to get better so I'm so motivated to do these videos. I want to go back old school, guys. I'm wanting to just bring out the old school Outlaw and freaking bring back the vintage style videos. And I've got so many ideas, and there's so many things going on in my personal life actually right now, to where right after that last meeting I have with the doctor on Wednesday, Thursday I'm out. I'm leaving. And I'm driving for a couple days to somewhere where I'll, you know, you guys will see later this week, I guess. But I'm done with, you know, the Florida stuff was fun and, you know, cool going and fishing and whatever. I just want to get back to my roots of the genre of style of videos that I kind of created for myself on this channel, and that's what I think I'm best at. So I'm very motivated to do that. I've already have a million things I have to do videos on, and I just hope you guys stick around. I know there's been a lot of people. I haven't gotten like any tweets, any Facebook messages, any Instagram comments from like anyone the past week, because I think everybody just kind of was like, whatever, you know, there he goes again, sick or something like that. So, you know, I'm just trying to get healthy. I'm trying to get this stuff dealt with, guys. So I apologize for, you know, the lack of everything that's been going on. Other than that, a couple more things before I get out of here. Like I said, I have some videos that are going to be up. I'll put them up in the next couple days. One is really crazy shark video that we did with Black Tip H and Lake Fort guy. And then I have another one, some footage of me in Pensacola. After that, I have a bunch of videos that I just want to start filming. The trip that I'm taking later this week, I don't know if I'm going to be vlogging it as much, but you guys will see where I'm going to be and everything like that. Other than that, also one thing I did want to say, my P.O. box, if you guys, my P.O. box, I have a P.O. box, the links, or the P.O. box address is always in the description box. If any of you guys sent stuff and it got sent back to you like within the past couple of weeks, I apologize. When I was gone in Florida, my P.O. box account closed, and I just opened it back up, and I was a day late, and they sent all the stuff back that everybody sent from the past week or whatever. So I apologize for that if you guys sent anything and it and it got sent back. So if you want to send it back, you can, and I'll read it this time. But now my P.O. box is back open again. Alright, I have got to go. I've got to eat something, take medicine. I'm in pain. And I've been talking for like a freaking hour, it feels like. But I just kind of wanted to update you guys, and, you know, I apologize for being gone again. I hope you guys stick around, keep subscribing, leaving comments and stuff like that. I just kind of want to get back to the old stuff and you know, keep doing my thing. So, I'm just trying to stay healthy, guys. But, alright. I reckon we will see you in the next couple days for one of the Florida vidges, and I think that's about it for me. So my name is Outlaw, and I'm out, y'all. I'm gonna go take some freaking pain pills and Tylenol and ibuprofen and Sudafed and antihistamine and antibiotics, and just get a whole bunch of pills in my hand and shove them down my throat, and it's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be just a great time. So, alright, y'all. Love you. And always remember, keep it freaking hillbilly, you silly dicks. Holler.